Yes, we have a percent question. Very good. So what we do have is a percent situation where we have the original rent, and then the rent is being increased by 3.7%, and we're looking for the new rent. So because we're working with a percent question, we are going to use the part over whole equals percent over 100. So the whole is going to be the original rent of 1,550. 100 always goes here. Now I will ask you guys the question. What percent should I put here so that I automatically get the new rent? Should I put just 3.7% or should I put something else?
Is it 3.7?
Okay, so if you put 3.7, instead of getting the new rent, all you're going to get is the increase, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. When you do this, all you're going to get is the increase. So then in the end, you're going to have to add it to the original rent. As Jasmine suggested on the chat, she's saying that if we do 100%, which is the original rent, plus the 3.7 increase, then we can use 103%, and that will automatically give us the new rent. And again, we're adding it because there's an increase to the rent. Had it been a decrease to the rent, then you would have subtracted it. So with this in mind, now that we have our proportion set up, we can go ahead and cross multiply and divide. So the new rent is going to equal to 1,550 times 103.7, everything divided by 100. 0 will go away with 0. So we're left with 155 times 103.7, everything divided by 10. So let's go ahead and take care of the multiplication first. 155. And we're going to multiply that times 103.7. So we're going to have 35, carry the 3. That'll be 15 plus 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 0 plus 1 is 1, and 5. Next, we have the exact same thing. And lastly, we'll have 7,301. Bring everybody down. This would be 13. Carry the 1. 2 plus 8 is going to be 10, and 10 plus 7 is 17. 6 plus 1 would be 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry the 1. That'll be 6, and that'll be 1. Because our problem had one number behind the decimal point, we are going to have one number behind the decimal point. So this is going to equal to 16,073.5 divided by 10. But we know that when we divide by 10, we have a little shortcut, which is that instead of going through the whole long division, you can just move the decimal 1 to the left. So your final answer for the new rent would be 1,607 with 35 cents. Okay. So again, just to summarize the steps, step number 1 was to set up our proportion using the percent proportion. Step number 2 was to cross multiply and divide, and we get our final answer. Okay. Do we have any questions, any confusion on any of the steps for this problem?
I know why the answer is like the gradient is 103.7 because I never see more. That's why I was wondering if I'm supposed to add it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, whenever you see that they mention like, you know, there's an increase or more, or especially when it's like problems, like for example, like you buy something and then on top of that you have to pay a tax. That's like an increase that you're gonna put into it. So you would add the tax percent to the 100%, so you get like the final price. If they mention anything like a discount or a decrease, or you know, you got a coupon or something like that, then you would be subtracting instead of adding.
Okay.
Yeah. What was step 3 again?
I'm sorry?
What was step 3?
Oh, step 3 is just the final answer.
Okay.
It's just kind of like simplified the final answer. All right. So this next one that we have here, it says, when the temperature is 5 degrees Celsius, what is it in Fahrenheit scale? And they do give you the formula. So this one's pretty obvious, but I'll ask you guys, what type of question do we have here? Temperature change, yes. So temperature change is, I think, is like the only one where you don't have to memorize the formula because for some reason they give it to you, even though it's not really that hard of a formula to memorize. So temperature change, they're giving you the formula. So Fahrenheit is equal to 9 divided by 5 multiplied by Celsius plus 32. So all you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, well, they gave me the degrees in Celsius, so we're going to plug in the 5 here. And we're trying to find the Fahrenheit. Now, what do you see is happening here? You got a 5 multiplying and you got a 5 dividing. So what's going to happen there?
Cross up.
Yeah, they cancel each other out. Exactly. So what are you left with? You're left with 9 plus 32. So your final answer is that the Fahrenheit is equal to 41. So it is 41 degrees outside if it's 5 degrees Celsius. And again, it's one of the few formulas that you don't have to memorize because they give it to you for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. The price of salmon at a fish market is $5.40 per pound. This is 150% of its cost at a supermarket. How much would it cost per pound at the supermarket? What kind of problem do we have here?
I can't see the screen at all.
Oh no. Is that for everyone? Or is it? Oh no, hold on. Let me just take it off. Let me just take it off real quick and put it again. Don't worry. It'll take a second. Hopefully
It look like
that
proportion.
Okay, so I'm hearing proportion. Any other thoughts on what kind of problem this might be? Is it a specific type of proportion or is it proportion in general?
It got percent in it too, so I guess.
Yes, so it is going to be a percent proportion problem. So this problem is a little different than the ones that we've done in the past for percentages. And the reason is because they're telling you that at the fish market, it costs $5.40. That $5.40 is 150% of the cost. And they're looking for what does it cost at the supermarket. So what do you notice about this percentage? It's way past 100%. So that means that if you were to set up your proportion, you would have 100 here, you would have 150 here. And now the question is, where would that 540 go? Would the 540 be part of the 150 or would it be part of the 100? Be part of the 150. Very good. Because they tell you that that 540 is 150%. So in this problem, it's a little different because we're used to looking for the part. And in this one, we're actually looking for the whole. We're looking for the cost at the supermarket. We're looking for what is it before they added on the extra 50% increase. So you set up your proportion the same way that we did before. That's step 1. Step 2 is to cross multiply and divide. So step number 2 would be that the whole is going to equal to 540 or 5.4. It doesn't make a difference if you put the 0 or not. Times 100, everything divided by 150. 0 goes away with 0. So we're going to have 5.4 times 10, everything divided by 15. So let's go ahead and take care of the multiplication first. 5.4 times 10. When you divide by 10, you move the decimal 1 to the left. If you multiply by 10, you're going to move the decimal 1 to the right. So instead of being 5.4, now it's going to be 54 divided by 15. And we can go ahead and take care of that division. So 15 would fit into 54 3 times, and that would give us 45. This would can become 4. 14 minus 5 would be 9. I'm going to put a decimal, add a 0, and bring it down. 15 would fit inside 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the final price, the original price at the supermarket is going to be $3.60. And I'm only adding that 0. I know that 0 wasn't at the it wasn't here, but I'm only adding it because since we're working with money, money always has 2 numbers behind the decimal. So I just put the 0 there. So it's $3.60 at the supermarket. How are we doing so far? Are there any questions? Any step that confuses you?